Hey everyone, Tim here from Simulated Aviation. Today we'll be taking a look at ATSimulations MC-15 Cri Cri. You'll find the name suits the aircraft quite well once you've got the prop version of the MC-15 up to speed and the RPMs up high. And yes, the MC-15 Cri Cri comes with 3 variants: the prop variant, the jet variant, and ATSimulations have even included a Seaplane variant. Included with the MC-15 are 10 unique liveries, all of which I love. Before we start today's video, I just want to let everyone know of a new flight simulator marketplace built by myself and my partner Grinelli, Flight Sim Outlet. We are a new marketplace and currently have products from Central Sim, Burning Blue Designs, Hard Deck Simulations, Project Clothesline, and Red Wing Sim. More developers and products will be added very shortly, so be sure to keep an eye out. We'll be hosting store-wide sales multiple times a year with up to 25% off everything in the store. And anytime you purchase a product, you'll earn reward points that can accumulate into store credits. You might even just earn yourself a free product. We'd love to hear your feedback and what you think of FS Outlet. Be sure to check us out and support the developers. It would mean a lot. Some interesting history behind the MC-15 is that it's the smallest twin-engine manned aircraft in the world, designed in the 1970s by French aeronautical engineer Michel Colombian. The aircraft was named after Michel's daughter, Christine. The cruise speed of the MC-15 tops out at 135 knots and is a blast to fly. Both the prop and the jet variants perform relatively similar. However, the jet variant will accelerate much faster. There is a smoke switch in case Flight Simulator ever includes smoke capabilities in the SDK. I can see why. This aircraft is a blast to fly as an aerobatic performer. The team at ATSimulations have done an incredible job developing this aircraft. The fine details and just the overall fun experience you get from this aircraft is something you might just want to try for yourself. Although the MC-15 by ATSimulation is in its early stages, so you'll notice not everything is perfect. I found difficulty when starting the engines in the prop version, as there is no visible switches on the cockpit to start the engines. If you hover over this gauge here, you'll occasionally find a switch to start the left engine, but I've yet to find the right engine starter switch. So you'll most likely want to stick with Control E until it's updated further. The jet variant is a little easier to start. Make sure that your fuel flow is on, ignition switches push forward, and simply press down on the starter switches. The engines do take about a minute to get spooled and ready for takeoff, so you just have to wait patiently as you wait to take to the skies. The canopy does open and close. Simply unhitch the door latches, click the canopy, and now you're able to let some fresh air into the pit. To close the canopy, simply click on the canopy rail once more, lock the latches, and you're good to go. It looks like they've added a tent to the MC-15 just behind the seat, but it's inoperable as well for the time being. The detail, PBR textures, and overall look of the MC-15 is just gorgeous, and again, an extremely fun plane to fly. The Seaplane variant does come included, but definitely has some issues. For starters, there's no gear, making it virtually impossible to take off from land. And even if you get yourself in the air, landing the MC-15 in water comes with its issues as well. You notice the aircraft wants to tilt to one side. Hopefully these bugs are fixed in the future versions. Now, let's take to the skies so we can hear the engines of both the prop and jet variants, as the sounds are modeled very well. Alright guys, I'm at 3W5 in Washington here with the MC-15. We're going to go ahead and hold those parking brakes and let's run them up and let's just listen to the sound of the engine here. And off brakes now. Now when taking off in the MC-15, you'll notice that you really don't need much back pressure on the stick. If you do, you'll end up shooting to the moon. So you'll want just a slight back pressure on the stick as we take off here. Let's go up to full throttle. We're now at full throttle and just a little back pressure, and that was barely anything there, and it came right off the ground. It is a fixed gear aircraft, so you don't have to worry about putting the gear up and down here for landing and takeoff. And so let's just fly around the area a little bit in this the prop variant. We'll get a feel for how she handles. And honestly, like I said, it's just a really fun plane to fly. It's a lightweight aircraft. I absolutely love the two engines on the front here. It's really cool to see them spinning simultaneously like that, side by side. And this big bubble canopy gives you a lot of room to look around. We got some obstructions there, some anomalies in the landscape. And let's go ahead and bring back some power. Really fun aircraft to fly around in. Again, the cruising speed is 135, but you can get this all the way up to 200, no problem. We zoom in here. Yeah, we're already over 200 knots. Then again, we were at full throttle for a while. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it some full stick deflection here in a moment. We'll see what the roll rate looks like, and then we'll try a hammerhead and see. We'll check out the stalling capabilities of this aircraft as well. After we do a little bit of flying around in this prop variant, we'll take up the jet variant, and we'll see how she performs. Again, she handles pretty much the same way as the prop, just accelerates a little bit faster on takeoff. So here we go. Let's go ahead and give it some full stick deflection, little nose up, and full left stick. Very nice, and it stops right where you want it to stop, so I'm really happy about that. Again, this does have a smoke switch, so if you were to try to fly some aerobatics with this aircraft, you'd have no problem. Let's try a 4-point. Little nose up, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very nice. This is a beautiful area we're flying in as well. This airport is by Orbix. 3W5 Concrete Municipal Airport in Washington, where we're flying at today. Alright, let's go ahead and test out these stall capabilities real quick. Now, if you look at the gauges here, I'll zoom in a bit. We've got a max G indicator on the left-hand side underneath the battery switch. You've got your knots, and it even shows you what the ideal speed is for cold weather flying, marked by the winter marker there. On the right-hand side, you've got the same thing for your vertical speed indicator there, showing the most ideal rates of climb and descent in the winter. Of course, you've got a slip indicator at the top, and right below that is your engine RPM gauge. So again, here we go. Let's try out some stall capabilities. Up we go. Let's give it full throttle for just a moment. Get a little altitude, and let's bring back the power. We're just going to let it stall. Just going to let it stall the way it is. Wants to flip over on itself. But very nice. Not too bad at all. For those of you still watching, let us know what you think of the sounds of this aircraft in the comments below. We'd love to hear your input on what you think of this aircraft in general. And again, let's go for a hammerhead here. And up we go. Now, something to note too is you cannot open and close the canopy while in flight. Like most aircraft, you can't open the doors while in flight, which makes sense. And some right rudder. Not too bad. Honestly, that was pretty good. And we'll try left rudder as well here. We'll climb right back up. Getting some speed there, almost overspeeding the aircraft. Use some power. Full power and left rudder. The left rudder did not want to turn over on itself as easily as the right rudder did there. All in all, just a fun aircraft to fly in. Like I said, if you're looking for an experimental aircraft, something small that you can take in and out of small runways, this is an ideal plane to do it in. You know, there's nothing complex about this aircraft. You do have your comms down below there. You can switch the radio if you'd like to. You got your gear handle on the left-hand side, flaps just below that. You got a parking brake lever right connected to the stick here. And on the right-hand side, you've got the elevator trim and pitch stick, and you can see it moving there as I move it up and down. One thing to note is that this aircraft does not handle that well in windy weather, so best not to take this aircraft up on a very windy day, or if it's hurricane conditions, I would not recommend doing that, as you'll get thrown around all over the place in this aircraft. So let's just go ahead and we'll take it in for a landing here. I'm going to put one notch of flaps in. Cool, we got one notch of flaps now. And sorry about when I look at this airport, it looks like it's killing some frames as we're looking at this airport here. Not sure what the deal is with that. Maybe we can land on a grass strip instead to avoid the stutter. Let's just try to land in this grass field over here. We'll put full flaps down for this. Alright, we now have full flaps enabled. And we're just going to turn around and try to land in this grass field and see what it's like trying to land in the grass. So we got full flaps. Our speed's getting down there pretty good. Going to idle. And let's see if we can stop before this tree line. Little flare there on landing. We're down. And no problem. Stops in no time. The grass is a little overgrown here. They might want to take care of that in case we ever have to land here again. But again, just such a fun plane to fly. So let's go ahead and take up the jet version and let's see how she handles. Alright guys, so now we're in the jet version, and believe it or not, I lost the audio that I recorded while flying the jet variant, so we're going to go ahead and do a voiceover here. Right off the bat, you can see that the acceleration is much faster in the jet variant. To take off there requires a little more back pressure than the prop version to get off the ground, as I'm sure it's a bit heavier. Now we're going to go up and we're going to do about the same thing we did here in the prop. So we'll go ahead and start off with a full left stick deflection, see what the roll rate's like on the jet variant, and then we'll go into a 4-point. So let's take a look. There's the full left stick. Again, very nice. A little more squirrely as it seems like we have a bit more speed, and here we go for the 4-point. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, very nice. I would love this aircraft to have some smoke on it, so we could do some air shows in this thing. Again, I love the liveries on this aircraft. As you can tell, the shine on the wings is just absolutely beautiful. And the team at ATSimulations did a great job with the detail of this aircraft. So let's go ahead and try the stall capabilities in the jet variant. And then we'll do a little back pressure on the stick. Same thing. Gonna bring the power back here. And over she goes. Not bad. Didn't want to flip over on itself as much as it did in the prop version. And up we go for a hammerhead. With the jet engines, it looks like it takes a little... With the jet engines, it looks like it's not as responsive to hammerheads as the prop version, but that's okay. Or I didn't set up board correctly here, so we're going to go ahead and try this one more time, see how she does. And kicking the rudder. Really sluggish to get the hammerhead going here. So if you're into aerobatics, I would definitely recommend the prop variant. Also with this aircraft, you can hold inverted flight for quite some time. The engines will not shut off on you, as some aircraft do require an inverted fuel pump to stay inverted. So that's a nice feature. You don't have to worry about the engine shutting down on you mid-flight. And again, let's just go ahead and try this landing in this grass strip here. See how she does. Again, there's not much difference between the prop and the jet version, just the fact that it accelerates a little faster. So what you saw on the prop, you can really expect to see in the jet variant as well. And we're down in the overgrown field once again. But what do you expect? We're in the middle of nowhere here. We'll take her right back off, and boom, we're flying. Do a little roll on takeoff. She's up to speed. Ooh, got a little squirrely there, but nothing we can't recover from. So again, if you're looking for just a small little experimental plane with great visibility out of the cockpit, this might be the aircraft for you. Went for just a regular barrel roll there, but as soon as we got inverted, she lost a lot of speed and kind of turned over on herself, so we had to pick it back up. But yeah, this is just a fun plane to fly. Oh, watch out for the house. Ooh, our gear probably just scraped the roof of that house. They might not be too happy with us. But that's okay. And look at the maneuverability of that. We were able to just do a loop, pretty much in stalling speed, and then just push right over, and the jet engines picked the speed up for us and allowed us to stay inverted there. So it really is a maneuverable aircraft, that's for sure. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review of the MC-15 by ATSimulations. Sorry there wasn't much more to say about the aircraft, as it's a pretty simple aircraft, not much going on in the pit. Just an experimental, small aircraft that you can have lots of fun with your friends, or flying by yourself into small strips. The cards are in your hands. So I appreciate you guys for watching. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on future videos. And we'll see you guys in the virtual skies.